Welcome back, welcome back. So, we're gonna jump off the bullshit shenanigans and we're gonna jump back onto this Game of Thrones and the things that I find with wolves and all the connections. Now, I just found a story about this man in that movie or book or whatever, both movies, TV show, and like I keep telling you, the book and the movie are always going to be different. It's the same story, but they're going to change the characters, which change the story. So, like I said in my video, I'm going to find the audio book because I know the audio books always have the fuck, it's the first. So, that's where the real shit's at, period. And this taught me, I learned a very valuable thing, and I would like to share this with you and say, what a fucking coincidence. What a coincidence.
Jon Snow is a fantasy hero. He goes on
John, you know, John the Baptist,
adventures, falls in love, and fights to save the realm. As a bastard, Jon feels rejected, so he searches for family and identity, and he struggles to do the right thing in a morally complicated world.
GMB?
The first 3 seasons of the Game of Thrones TV show are a pretty close adaptation of
Lucky
the
number
books.
3?
But in the later seasons, TV Jon is a very different character to book Jon.
GMB
TV
TV?
Jon is a badass warrior who fights lots of bad guys. He's described as brave but stupid because he takes dumb risks. He's not good at politics because he's so stubbornly honest. Actor Kit Harington says that Jon is not able to lie. TV Jon only wants to do the right thing. He doesn't want power or to be a king. He says, I never wanted it.
I never wanted a crown. I told you I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it.
But in the books, Jon is different. Book Jon is not a great warrior. He's more of a smart politician.
What, the complete opposite? I wonder why they did that.
Book Jon is not always honest. He lies and has secret.
If this, think about it. Do people read books or watch movies? They watch movies more. So the story's going to be known to be what? The TV version and not the original version.
Plans. And he doesn't just want to do the right thing, he's also tempted by his desires for honor, revenge, love, and home.
Somebody knows
When
about
he gets
valor.
the chance to rule Winterfell, he wants it. He thinks, I have always wanted it.
Who the fuck doesn't want power?
Author George Martin writes about the human heart in conflict with itself. Book Jon is defined by internal conflict between his desires and
shadows.
his duty, forcing him to make tough choices. He constantly faces moral dilemmas that question what it means to be a hero.
GMB
But in the
life?
later seasons of the TV show, Jon often has no internal conflict. When he only wants to do the right thing, his choices have no moral or emotional cost. And in the TV show, Jon's big plot twists go nowhere. Like, Jon dies, then comes back to life, but death doesn't much change him, and his resurrection.
Is this not giving you eerie simulations of the Jesus story? He's a bastard, and, you know, he dies and resurrects, and he's so moral, and he's trying to figure himself out, and he wants to help other people, and all these things.
Resurrection is barely mentioned again. Jon finds out he's a Targaryen, heir to the throne, but Jon doesn't want the throne.
Their shield and crest of there is a red dragon on a gold shield.
Or to be a Targaryen, so this also doesn't change him. Jon is set up as the prophesied hero who'll defeat the White Walkers, but in the end, Jon
Last
just
dragon?
shouts at a dragon while his sister saves the world. After seasons of build-up, these twists and reveals feel pointless.
So let's back that up and show you how much they played this guy.
But Jon doesn't want the throne or to be a Targaryen, so this also doesn't change him. Jon is set up as the prophesied hero who'll defeat the White Walkers,
Christ?
but in the end, Jon just shouts at a dragon while his sister saves the world.
So they replace his remarkable Goku moment in defeating the evil dragon. You know Goku fights an evil dragon, right? the very dragon that they wish on the fucking thing. We'll get to that later. Anyway, so they replace his fucking prophecy story to be the one, and give it to a woman.
After seasons of build-up, these twists and reveals feel pointless. In the books, Jon's resurrection will transform him. His Targaryen blood has power. Jon is deeply connected with prophecy and magic that will change the world of ice and fire. Jon's moral and emotional struggles explore the series' central themes of power, family, and heroism. And when Jon collides with Daenerys and Tyrion in the final books, George Martin said,
"They just showed a picture of him with a white wolf and a crow. I guess those are his spirit guides."
It'll be a very different ending to the TV show. So who is the real Jon Snow in the books, and how will his story end? Jon Snow.
Who's the real Jesus Christ from what book? Because they both say they were a different type of people.
Grew up at Winterfell with Lord Eddard Stark, Lady Catelyn, and their children Robb, Sansa, Arya, Bran, and Rickon. But Jon is different to the other kids because he's a bastard. Jon is not Catelyn's son. He's the son of some other woman, and Ned won't tell anyone who Jon's mother is. Some say she was Lady Ashara Dane. Others say she was a commoner. The truth is probably that Jon is really the son of Ned's sister, Lyanna Stark, with Prince Rhaegar Targaryen.
Whoa, that would mean he's actually a prince. Oh, Prince of all Super Saiyans?
Ned promised to protect Jon, so that's why he pretends to be Jon's father. That's what was revealed in the TV show, anyway, and there are lots of hints that this is true in the books as well. If Jon is Prince Rhaegar's son, then Jon is arguably the rightful king of Westeros. But everyone thinks he's just Ned's bastard, born outside marriage. So Jon has the bastard name Snow, not the true-born family name Stark. Bastards have lower social status.
Wow, isn't that weird that they would use the name Stark? I didn't know that was an actual... I thought like Tony Stark, Iron Man. I didn't know that was...
in Westeros, and are widely distrusted, so Jon faces prejudice and exclusion.
There's even prejudice and exclusion back then, even though everyone was the same color?
Catelyn feels hurt that Ned cheated on her and raised his bastard in their home. So Cat never accepts Jon. She's cold to him, sometimes cruel, making Jon feel that he's not part of the family.
You know what's really funny? Zeus and I forgot his wife, the main queen. That's the same story they had. And Zeus went and fucked a common woman and made a super demigod. And his mother hated his fucking Hercules. And the reason Hercules had to go on all those adventures and his wife died is because his mom killed his wife and tried to set him up to not be a hero, but turned him into the greatest hero because everything she was doing was his destiny. That was his adventure.
And this is partly for political reasons. Catelyn wants to make sure that her son, Robb, inherits Winterfell.
Oh, really?
And she worries that Jon could be a political rival to Robb. So Catelyn always makes it clear that Jon is not a true Stark. Jon even looks different to the Starks. In the books, Robb, Sansa, Bran, and Rickon have auburn hair and blue eyes, like their mother, Catelyn. But Jon has dark brown hair and dark grey eyes like Ned. So Jon is the black sheep who doesn't fit in.
Oh, he's a wolf, but technically he's a black sheep? Oh, shit.
The only kid who looks like Jon is Arya, and she's also a misfit because she's a rebellious tomboy. So Jon and Arya are close. Jon muscles her hair and calls her little sister. Robb is Jon's best friend and rival. Jon is kind to Bran and to young Rickon, though Sansa is distant with Jon. She calls him half-brother, not brother. So Jon loves the Starks, but because he's a bastard, he feels he's not part of the family. In Book 1, Jon is a 14-year-old boy. He's quiet, brooding, sometimes sullen and hot-headed, but he's empathetic and open-minded, willing to listen, learn, and grow. In Chapter 1, the Starks find 5 direwolf pups. Direwolves are mystical creatures, and the symbol of House Stark. Bran wants to keep the pups, so Jon convinces Ned that the 5 pups should belong.
Part 2 coming. Isn't this